Monsters ending dares us to answer, can love transform even the most lost? He believed that it was through his death that Anna would finally be allowed to live freely, to form a new identity for herself. Johan sought to sacrifice himself for the sake of Anna, just as Tenma will do for him. It could be said that Johan loved Anna. But when Johan was brought back from the dead by Dr. Tenma and awoke to see his dear sister, the only person in the world for which he had a semblance of love for, she completely rejected this love, deeming him to be a monster. But even so, a monster can still love and want to be loved. It's not that Johan is clever, cunning, or manipulative, or a monster that is frightening, but rather, it's that he's human that is the most frightening. It's the idea that despite committing such inhumane acts, he is still very much every bit as human as you and I, and as a result of this humanity, he has a deep desire to love and to be loved. Essentially, I believe that this is the true nature of Johan. Behind the nihilism, Johan wants to be loved. He didn't want to be a genetically superior marvel, a product of a eugenics operation to create a future world leader. He didn't want any special treatment, or to be used or tossed aside. He simply wanted his mother to love him, to sacrifice herself in defense of her child like a loving mother should. He wanted his sister to forgive him for failing to protect her from those evil men who took her away that day. He wanted to have a place to belong to, a family, a country, a home, somewhere he was safe, surrounded by those who love him, and people he can love in return. He wanted a name. He wanted to be someone. As Franz Bonaparte says, and is a common theme in the narrative, people can become anything they want to be. Truly, people can be anything they want to be, for bad and for good. Perhaps Franz himself had realized this truth upon falling in love with Johan's mother. In that moment, in that experience of love, something inside of him had also changed. Indeed, love is the most powerful force in the world, and it has the ability to radically change people's hearts. After Franz ended the experiment and killed all of those who orchestrated it, he imparted these words onto Nina. People can become anything they want to be, and you two are both beautiful jewels. That's why you can't become monsters. Perhaps Franz wanted to let the monster die with him in one final act of monstrosity, of mass murder, for the outcome of saving these two little children, these two little jewels. But once again, as with Johan's mother, Tenma, and all the other humans, Franz's consequentialism could never truly contend with the myriad of unforeseen outcomes put into motion by his one action. Despite his efforts to mitigate the damage that he had caused, it was ultimately futile. Because his final words to Anna had only been partially conveyed to Johan. Only the partial truth of how one's identity could be stripped and molded into anything was relayed through the trauma of Nina and imparted onto Johan. The complete truth that conveyed the true, valuable nature of their lives, akin to precious jewels, and the truth that they didn't have to become products of their environment, was omitted until the stormy night where they would all be reunited again. And on that night, it's through love that Nina was able to forgive Johan in a way she could not all those years ago. And just as love had changed Bonaparte's heart, the love he showed Nina had spared her from becoming another monster. And in the end, the love Tenma shared with Johan would prevail. For Tenma was not able to pull that trigger and to kill Johan, despite the horrible things Johan had done, despite it being the right thing to do. In the end, Tenma saved Johan's life once again, representing the ultimate forgiveness and illustrating that love will continue to endure and triumph over fear, nihilism, and indifference. Johan received a crushing defeat from all angles. He realized that he was wrong, that forgiveness and love do exist. Throughout the course of the narrative, only one part of Franz's quote is repeated: that humans could be anything they want to be. We, as the viewer, relayed this into meaning that human identity can be molded from an innocent child into a monster like Johan. However, this isn't true. This isn't the full story. It's the second part of the quote that completes the truth. The part of the quote that states that Johan and Anna are precious jewels, that their lives do have value, that Johan and Anna don't have to become monsters. The truth that despite their past, despite the disadvantages of their upbringing, despite their traumatic childhood, despite the loneliness, the emptiness, all the horrors that they have endured and will endure together, that even though it may feel as though they are the only two people on this earth, they don't have to be a product of their genetics or their environment, that they can still be anything they want to be, that they can still be happy, that they can still live lives full of meaning, that they can still love and be loved, that you can be anything you want to be, and you can even be a good person like Tenma. And in the end, we don't truly know what happened to Johan after he heard his name and realized that he was wrong about humans. Perhaps Monster is deliberately left open-ended in this way, because life is left open-ended. People can become anything they want to be, just as the ending is anything you want it to be. Comment below, subscribe to the channel, and continue thinking.